Hi everyone, I'm Jen Miller with Compass Real Estate, and I'm bringing you another episode of Life on the North Side today. And I have joining me Liana Hill with Dona Forta, which is a beautiful boutique up in Berkeley and on the northwest side of Denver. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. Well, let's start off. Can you just describe your business a little bit?
Sure, yeah. So we're a women's clothing boutique, and we carry brands that are selected for their social and environmental practices. So we're paying attention to materials, how things are made, who's making them, and with a real emphasis on things that are made to last, because I think that's a really important part of sustainability. There's a lot of clothing ending up in the landfill.
Yes.
Things that are wearing out really fast aren't really made to last. And I also try to carry things, we're aware of the trends that are happening, but we also I like to bring in things that have a timeless quality too, so that you can keep them in your wardrobe for a long time. And I love the idea of building a wardrobe of things that you love, that reflect you, that are very much reflective of your own style and personality, that work well for your body. So we're always working with people to help them find those pieces too.
I love that.
Yeah,
So
thank
fun.
you.
That's such a great way
Thanks.
to build a business. So what made you decide to open this?
Sure. Yeah. My first career was education. I actually spent over a decade in education. Very fun. I love that we have that in common. And I really enjoyed it, but I just was sort of ready for a change. And I come from a family of artists and designers and engineers, so the visual world was always a part of my experience and one of my interests. So I started doing brand building with a couple of different brands. I worked with, I'm from Boston, so I worked with Ibex Outdoor Clothing for a while. I ran their flagship store on Newbury Street for 4 years. And then when I moved out here, I was hired as the retail director for Tober Designs.
Okay.
So I ran their retail company. We had stores all over the place. We were doing pop-ups in New York. We had a shop in San Francisco, a number in Colorado. And I loved it. It was wonderful, both of those experiences, but I also was kind of craving my own creative platform, and so I decided to open a shop with clothes, under an umbrella of what I'm specifically passionate about. Yeah. So, yeah, and both of those brands embodied a lot of the things that I really care about too. They were both brands that were focused on products that were made to last and that were well made. So that was it was absolutely aligned.
Stepping stones.
Yeah. But this was more of a reflection of me.
Yeah.
And so
Very cool.
yeah.
So owning your own business, has anything surprised you or found particularly challenging? I know you have a lot going on right now too.
Yeah. Well, I think the experiences I had working for those two brands previously prepared me well for this, but I did. I think that one of the things I found when I first opened was there was a vulnerability, really putting myself out there in a different way. That was one thing that was new. I also designed my own collection when I first opened.
Oh, wow.
And so that was a new thing that brought some new challenges. That took a back seat during COVID. And I'm just getting back into it. I actually have some pieces arriving in a few weeks at both stores. Yes.
Oh,
so I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping to get kind of refocused on that. So those were some new things. But honestly, COVID presented a very large, unexpected challenge. The pandemic began a year and 1 week after we opened. So I had to lock, we were mandated to close for a while. I remember locking the door and thinking, this might be over. I'm not sure. And none of us knew what was going to happen. No. We all have our unique lens and story on the whole thing. But that was scary.
Yeah.
And
pivot for everybody.
Yeah. So we focused, I focused, it was just the me show in here for a while. I was taking photos of myself in clothes and videos of the store and just, Instagram, connecting with people and selling a lot of things online. And we had a lot of people that were really wanting to support their favorite businesses during that time. So people were buying gift certificates and, placing online orders. And I was so grateful for that. We had enough of a following after that first year to just kind of hang on until we could open again. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
good job.
Thank you.
Way to survive.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is there anything that people might not know about your business? We haven't maybe already covered.
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I think a lot of people don't know that that I design my own clothing.
Yeah.
Because I had to sort of put that on pause for a while. So that's something like I said, I'm excited to return to, and that'll be fun to reintroduce people to.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a really great question. I did just open a second location, so that's new news to a lot of people also.
Big.
And I decided to open on the other side of Denver because I have a lot of customers from that area that just actually find it hard to get up here. So they'll come here
Isn't it funny?
twice a
Only
year,
like
maybe.
10 minutes, but yes.
Well, the funny thing is, on a good day, I think it's 50. Like
15
if
maybe,
stars
after
align, it's 15, but it's often 45.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's what it is.
Yes.
So it's the traffic, and it's the, either I-25 or Spear, or all of them can get
So
backed
fun.
up depending on the time of day. And if you're trying to come after work in particular, it can be really tough. So I knew I had people down there that were saying, "Oh, I wish you would have dropped down here," and also just spending time down there. There's thousands of people that, of course, we haven't met yet. So we're excited to meet. Yeah.
Broaden your horizons.
Yeah.
It's on South Pearl Street. So we'll feature all the information on our site.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
So what do you think customers love most about your business? In your store?
Well, one of the things that that we've tried to do here is not be prescriptive. We're not ever telling you need to have this because this is what's cool. You need to have this because this is the next big thing. We're never doing that. We're of course, like I said, we of course have items that are on trend, but that's not our primary focus. We really want to learn about customers and then help them find pieces that are perfect for them, for their body, for their lifestyle, for their personality, and that just are reflect their own personal style. So we're very focused on that, and I think that we have customers that come back for that personal style experience, which all of my employees can offer. I know there's always something going on out there. But all of my employees and myself included, we love to work with someone in a dressing room, and weekends can get busy, and sometimes the one-on-one time gets tricky to pull off, but weekdays are a great time to come in, spend an hour in the dressing room, and just try a bunch of things on and see what feels good. Yeah. So I think I know that we have a lot of customers that come here for that, and
sounds like the perfect reason.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Nobody likes to be pressured into things just because it's cool.
No one likes to be pressured into something.
That you take home and go, no, not going to wear that.
The thing that's the most trendy isn't perfect for your body type, and so that's a trick. You have to pay attention to that, and you're going to feel good and look better in something that is suited for you, and that also matches your personality. Sometimes I'll put on something that fits. Just say this isn't me, and that's fine.
It's good to figure.
Yeah.
So do you ever have odd requests from any customers? Or
that's a good question too. I think a challenge can be with a small shop like this. We're starting to have more of a national following, right? We have customers from all over who have either visited the store in Denver and then gone home and wanted to still shop with us, and we love that. And sometimes they'll just shop with us when they're in Denver, and that's fun too. Or sometimes they discover us down some rabbit hole because we carry a brand that they love. Yeah. So I guess I think can be tricky to know how to build a relationship with those customers, and because both shops are small, we have a small amount of things often that are produced in very small batches too. Sometimes people want to be able to try stuff on, and that gets really tricky, sort of to ship it out and back, and that
just doesn't make sense.
It's tricky because then it's not here for the customers that are walking in, and also it doesn't feel great just from a carbon footprint standpoint to be shipping back and forth all the time. That's sort of not what we're about. So that's kind of a challenge I'm still trying to figure out, like with our, how we connect to people that aren't outside of the city and how to best help them. We're always available, email, phone, Instagram message to answer questions and send measurements, specific measurements that even maybe
trying
are
to do
listed
a
on the
little bit
site
more
and try to help people that way. We're always totally up for that, but it's tricky to figure out how to offer to our long distance customers the same thing that we offer to our in-person customers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I probably know some of this, but what are some goals for this upcoming year?
Sure. Well, for the new business, like I said, we're just really excited to meet new people over there and connect with them, and that will be something that we'll be focused on, indefinitely. But
I think you just hit a big goal opening the new.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun, and I have a
maybe adjusting to having two.
Yeah, and to having a store manager over there. I don't have kids, but a lot of people have said that to me, and I think that's right.
Yeah.
There's something like,
how do you balance out the love?
Right. I do love going to stores, and also sort of paying attention to what the needs are of each and how to and I will be spending time in both stores. Right. The other store has a shop manager, a full-time shop manager, and I'm technically still the shop manager of this location. Okay. And we have great part-time staff that will be in both places. So some of this year is just sort of figuring out the new flow of that.
That's fun.
I think we continue to sort of figure out what people's needs are too. In Denver, we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster of the first year I was open, a lot of people were coming here for event pieces, and that was so much fun. So and we do carry that now really fully, but of course during COVID that changed, right? So it was people's lifestyles became very casual for a while, very stay at home, as you remember. Mm-hmm. And then people were kind of sick of sweatpants, so there was sort of like the sort of elevated casual.
The ebb and flow of.
Yeah, and then everyone was going on a vacation, so they went on vacation, and then it's sort of everyone then had all the weddings that they were postponed, and so it's been interesting sort of riding that wave and figuring out what people need. And so I think we're at a moment where I think we're settling, but also just sort of gauging. I think everyone's lives are sort of getting into a new groove maybe post-COVID and sort of figuring out what people's needs are. Yeah.
So what made you decide on this neighborhood?
Sure.
Here.
Well, I live in this neighborhood and I really love it. I'm from Boston originally, and I've always lived in urban areas. I love walkability, and so that's how I ended up living up here. Because I loved it was I loved being able to walk to shopping and dining and coffee and
not drive everywhere.
Drive everywhere, absolutely. Yeah, and my husband and I were used to having one car, and a lot of the places
so definitely
we lived,
need more walkability.
We existed here with one car for quite a while. We have
no small feat.
It's no small. It's harder. It's harder than some cities.
100%. This is not a very.
There isn't a lot of public transportation. Yeah. There's some busing and a few rails, but you can't get everywhere that you need to get. Yeah, it's tricky. I was already really enjoying this neighborhood, and it is fun to be in it's fun to live in an area that has a shopping dining district so close. So I was looking at a couple of neighborhoods that were shopping dining districts for the shopping dining districts in residential neighborhoods, just because that's something I really enjoy. And this space, someone bought this building in 2018. Yep. And all these spaces were getting gutted. And so I came along at the right time. I was able to gut this space myself. I hired my husband for 1 month. He does many things, but he's a construction project manager. So
that was
and also a sculptor. So he just has all the skills and a good eye and all that. So we did this together for a month and then opened. It was great to have that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
That's very fun.
Yeah, and the second location again, a shopping dining district in a residential area, which is really fun because you get to know your neighbors, which is different than a lot of downtown locations.
Right. It's a different
thing. Yeah, and so I love. There, of course, we do get tourist traffic here too. People that are visiting Denver and have heard, this is a cute neighborhood, I'm going to check it out. Yeah. But we also really build relationships with people that live down the street or a few blocks away. I love that part of it too. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Great locations. Well, what do you like to do when you're not?
Great question. Do I even remember that?
Does that exist?
No,
On those off days?
the last
maybe?
2 months have been insane,
I'm
and
sure.
I'm really looking forward to this coming Sunday. It's going to be a real day off for me, and I'm really
Yay.
looking forward to it. I love to be outside. I love to get near water. I grew up near the ocean, so I love getting near rivers and lakes, and I do a lot of hiking
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
camping. I also just like walking around. My husband and I will walk. I'll do this on my own as well, but we'll walk from here all the way downtown, which
That's
is
awesome.
like 3 or 4 miles,
Yeah. But very doable.
very doable.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed
that
that.
too.
Yeah. And I do enjoy travel, but since I've moved out here, I've done a lot of local travel. It's fun to drive to Durango, fun to drive to Telluride, fun to drive to Jackson Hole. There are a lot of places that you can
How long have you lived
explore.
out here?
8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
great.
like I could go someplace new every weekend for the rest of my
I
life
know,
if
it's
I
such a
wanted to. Just
Cool
drivable.
state that is.
It really
so
is.
many different pieces to
It really
Still
is.
haven't seen all of it in 20 years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's so much.
Well, thank you very much
Of
for
course.
joining us.
Yes.
Is there a great way for people to reach out to you if they have any other questions or want to learn more about the store?
Sure. People can message us very easily on Instagram. It's just at Dona Forta.
Yep.
Our website, if you ever want to just browse what we have in the shop, it's donaforta.com.
Okay.
And we also, we'll get back to people quickly, info@donaforta.com
very
is a
good.
very easy way to just reach out with a more lengthy question if you want to sit at your laptop and type something out. That's fine too.
So it's a good option.
Yeah, the phone numbers of our stores are also listed on the website. So if you ever just want to say, "Oh, I want to check this out," do you still have a medium, etc., etc.
Okay.
We are always available that way during store hours too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much.
of course.
for
Yeah,
joining me, and it was so great to learn more.
of
and
course. Yeah, thanks for the invitation. This is really fun.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
you. Thank you for joining us today. Again, I'm Jen Miller, and if you ever would like your business featured, please feel free to reach out, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thanks.